Back with more Buffy. This is episode 3 of season 3. Really enjoying what they're doing with the season so far, and last episode was really interesting as well. We had the infamous zombie cat, and we had all the group fighting, which broke my little heart, but at the same time we kind of really needed them to have that kind of discussion. And yeah, I feel like we're slowly getting back into the swing of things and getting back to as normal as they can get when they fight vampires for a living, I suppose. But it's nice having like the whole gang back together, and I'm really excited to see where they're going to go with this season and where the story's going to go. I don't know if they're going to kick into like the main plot of the season with this episode, like the overarching story. For all I know, they already have. Or if it's going to be like another kind of standalone kind of thing, which is okay. So obviously this time last season we were about to get school hard, so I'm kind of excited to see where they're going to go with the story now. So without further ado, let's just get right into it.
As seniors, we can go off campus now.
Well, we're starting this episode off right.
No longer. Hey, we're seniors. Hey,
look at them
here.
Uncouple.
At least they're being considerate.
Buffy, to do that thing with your mouth that boys like. Oh, I didn't mean that. That's your mouth. That half smile thing. Hey, you're supposed to stop me when I do that.
I like when you do that.
Me too. Adorable. Marry me.
I want to do girly stuff.
She's not going to be doing girly stuff, is she?
Diet soda. Medium.
That'll be 89 cents in the window, sir.
Why don't you go to a place like that and just order a diet soda?
Tom's got one.
That's Mr. Poe from Series of Unfortunate Events.
Sir, don't you just miss? We're here for one thing. Kill the Slayer. Yeah. Still.
Have a nice night, sir.
Right back at you. The Slayer.
At least he's polite. Oh! Oh! Okay, he's not very polite. Some people who work in retail, man, have to deal with some really bad customers. Oh! Hello.
I miss you.
Oh.
I loved you.
Oh.
Oh God, Ames, go to hell!
Oh my. Oh!
I did.
Oh, well, that's... I thought it was weird that they had Angel wearing white. It's not really his colour, but obviously they wanted to show the gruesome blood and shit, so there you go.
Welcome back.
Hey!
I think what my daughter's trying to say is nah, 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 nah.
Ha! Destroyed. More destroyed than Angela's was.
It's the mayor on line 1.
Oh.
It's so great that you're.
What's to do with that guy?
Giles, say what he
Or
wants.
girl?
Do you think he's mad?
Working on a binding spell.
Oh, his spell? Can I help?
Possibly, with the research.
Ooh.
It's very sensitive, so I need to get a few details about your experience of defeating Acathla and Angel.
Oh man.
Fire away. I tried the spell to cure Angel, and I guess that was a bust. But since then, you know, small stuff.
Oh.
Floating feather.
Do you not know
fire
it worked?
out of ice, which next time.
Have they not
I'll
told him
go
absolutely
and
everything? Oh, that smile!
Don't let me interrupt.
Yes.
It's not good for the soul. Or the skin actually makes me blotch.
Hey, Scott.
Is that because you're like an alien or something? That is some dancing. Oh.
It's okay, I got it. You're Buffy, right? Oh, I'm Faith.
Is this, because Kendra died?
Thanks, B. Couldn't have done it without you. So, B, did you really use a rocket launcher one time? Yeah, actually, it's a funny story. There's
It's awesome.
So what was the story about that alligator? You said something before.
Oh, there's this big daddy vampire out of Missouri.
Oh.
He used to keep.
Was this also naked?
Well, the alligator was. Xander.
find anything.
that damn vamp. So, what about you? What was your task, Cal?
Oh, I wonder.
There's a watchers retreat every year in the Cotswolds. It's a lovely spot. Very serene.
Where's that episode?
If I'd have known they came that young and cute, I would have requested a transfer. Raise your hand if ill.
Well, leaving.
To which you're also invited, of course. Dinner with us. Dying to meet the fam. I'm in. Great. Great.
I quite like her.
Patrol. Hey, later. We will talk weapons.
She seems more of a Slayer on the outside and inside. Faith.
Oh, and over there in the lounge is where Spike and his gang nearly massacred us all on parent-teacher night.
What an episode.
We're looking at what?
Does anyone believe that is her actual hair color?
Silly.
I haven't seen him laugh like that. Hey, maybe Faith and Scott could hit
Oh
it
god.
off. I mean, if you're done with
Kind
him.
of saying, oh, this is
Not
like
that you used him.
the new and improved Buffy.
What?
The unbroken by love Buffy.
Definitely 100% said no fraud. You really do need to find the fun, B. Buffy.
Oh god. Come on, she's the OG best friend.
Buffy,
Mr. Trick, talk to me.
The fuck are you?
Because,
Oh yeah, these
this
guys.
town, tips. All I'm saying is,
Looks like a
stay
mole.
local. Rumor has it that this town already has a Slayer, which makes two. Not real sure how that happened.
I don't care if there are 100 Slayers.
Oh, so they're here for
I'll kill them
Faith.
all. She's going to pay for what she did to me.
Yeah, she is.
I see.
I'm on the computer. You guys wanna?
So you're a Slayer
Aw.
too. Isn't that interesting?
Can I have
Do you like
pizza?
it? Buffy can be awfully negative sometimes. See, honey, you gotta fight that.
I mean, with reason,
Oh,
I
Faith,
think.
can I get you another soft drink? I think it would be...
Mom, the only way you get a new Slayer is when the old Slayer dies.
Then that means you... When did you die? You never told me you died.
No, it was
Oh,
just for a
shit.
few minutes. Oh, I hate this.
I don't want you to die.
Oh, it's music. Oh. She's an absolute mood,
Get out of the
I'm
house
telling you
I can
that.
stand. You've been doing this the longest. I have. Yeah, maybe a little too long. Excuse me?
Alright.
Why are your lips still moving, F? Is that just your threat? Would you like to? Wow. You think you can take me? Yeah. I just hope they can't.
Oh. They call each other B and F. They could be BFs. This would be amazing. Okay. Let's calm down. Okay. She's nuts. But I have faith she can turn it around.
I wonder if they still kayak. I used to love a good kayak. You see, they don't even consider
Kayaking is fun.
So it means the worst of the worst. It's also the name of a vampire so old that his hands and feet are cloven.
Oh! He did have weird hands.
Now, Giles, there are two things that I don't believe in. Coincidence and leprechauns.
Well, I think it's entirely possible that they both arrived here by chance simultaneously.
Is there going to be a leprechaun episode?
Okay, but I like what I've seen of him so far. I think it might be time to see a little more.
Keaton is key. You like?
Oh.
I can't. I can't do this.
Okay. I get the message.
Aw, but he liked it, so he wanted to put a ring on it.
Alright.
Aw,
Just,
Buffy.
Yeah.
She's telling everything that
I'm
happened with
fine.
that angel.
Did you reach the retreat?
Yes, I did.
What did her watcher say?
Her watcher's dead.
Oh. Oh, bitch, you're in trouble.
Cloven guy.
You don't know me. You don't know what I've been through. I'll take care of this, all right?
Well, you didn't know what she's been through, and you were judging
Your
her.
watcher? He killed her, didn't he? You don't have a word for what he did to her.
Aw.
Faith.
You gotta have faith, faith, faith. It's nice to see that perfect faith isn't perfect.
This is his place. He drove us here.
If we don't do something, the master could get killed. Well, the birds are with him. There's a reason these vengeance crusades are out of style. It's the modern vampire. We see the big picture.
Oh, okay.
I guess you need a bigger steak, Slayer.
Oh, the evil laugh. Oh! Like that, bitch. Good job, team. I'd go and get an ice cream after that, I think.
Council has
Or 5.
approved our request. Faith is to stay here indefinitely and to look after you both until a new watcher is assigned.
Hey. So we're going to be seeing more of
She
her?
really came through in the end. She got it behind her.
I'm glad to hear it.
She got over it.
Angel
Now
was
you?
cured.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
When I killed him, Angel was cured. And I kissed him. And I killed him.
She's tough.
Charles, I know you don't like me playing with mystical forces, but I can really help with this binding spell.
There is no spell.
Oh. You just wanted to help her. Oh, awesome.
Good.
Aw. She needs to heal her heart, doesn't she? So that's kind of sweet. This music's fucking sad as well. Ugh. Oh. Never forget your first love. I know he's gonna come back, and I'm still like, huh? Oh boy, what's going down? Oh! Oh! It's like some Terminator in this shit. Right. He's back! Okay, I really liked that episode. I thought it was really, really good. I loved the whole feeling of like the gang being back together, and how that was quite quickly disrupted because we seem to have a new kind of gang member. But yeah, I liked seeming to get back into the swing of things mostly. But the one thing that was kind of holding all of that back from things really getting back to normal was Buffy kind of holding back that she didn't, you know, she wasn't telling them that Angel had been cured when she killed him. And I like how Giles seemed to kind of help her confront that and help herself. It's, you know, it's kind of what the Watcher does. He looks after the Slayer. So I loved how that kind of whole story played out. And how she, well, Buffy, of course, kind of needed to, you know, accept and let go and move on from this thing that was holding her back, in the same way that Faith had to move on with everything that happened with that kissing toast guy and her Watcher's death. So I liked the parallels with those two, but I also liked how they contrast them as well. And they initially kind of built up Faith to be this perfect version of Buffy, almost this perfect Slayer that Buffy wasn't. But then we kind of strip the layers away, and she has a lot of tragedy in her past as well. And I really liked that. I feel like Faith's going to be one to watch. Watch her. I definitely need to watch her in the future. So yeah, the fact that she's sticking around makes me think we're going to see a bit more of her, as well as a couple of those vampires that kind of went off. And I liked the idea of there being vampires who didn't completely follow their leader, and I mean, they were like, oh, that's, you know, the vampires of old. We need to kind of modernise. I liked that idea, like the modern vampire who didn't like really believe in like revenge attacks and stuff. So I liked that. I'm sure that they'll probably pop up again, which is interesting. But yeah, I liked the gang being back together, and I like how every episode in this season so far, I feel, has kind of isolated Buffy in some way, and sidelined her. Because obviously, I think it's most obvious in the premiere, because she's physically away from everyone else, and you know, being Anne. And then in episode 2, the gang were kind of struggling to, you know, grow attached to her again almost, and almost ignoring her and blanking her a bit because they weren't entirely okay with her and still a bit angry with her for leaving. So she didn't really feel part of the gang there. And then here, you know, everyone was focused on Faith and her stories and stuff. And when Buffy tried to tell like her stories, that, you know, they were like, Xander in particular was like, you know, I want to hear Faith's story. No, go away. And obviously it's exciting when someone new comes in, but I found that interesting, that they're kind of exploring Buffy kind of being separate from the rest of the group, at least in these first 3 episodes. I don't know if that's going to continue, especially because we've seen Faith's kind of flawed herself and she's not entirely perfect. But I like the slow process of Buffy being welcomed back into Sunnydale and the life she used to know. And we've even seen another big step forward in that, with her being welcomed back to school. I liked that scene with Snyder near the start of the episode, that was funny. How Joyce and Buffy kind of shot him down. But then the mayor gets mentioned, and that's going to be a thing, I'm sure. I don't know what, but I'm kind of excited and curious to find that out. And yeah, I really liked how this episode compared Buffy with Faith, their pasts, and how Faith seemed to have a lot more anger in how she went about slaying, but it seems a lot of that probably came from, you know, her Watcher's death and everything, all that anger. So now she's got, hopefully, going to get over that. She might be a bit more reserved in her approach to slaying. But I'm interested in seeing if Buffy and Faith are going to, you know, work together well and learn off each other. Should be interesting. So I'm very excited to see where they're going to go with that. Yeah, the whole thing with like vampires and stuff, those revenge vampires, that ancient guy kissing Toast. You know, very kind of a generic sort of villain, with the weird hands, ew. But you know, he was there really as a means to explore Faith as a character and the comparisons between Buffy and Faith. So I think he did what he needed to do with that. And I feel like we could go back to that story anyway, because some of those vampires left. And yeah, I liked Joyce's role in this episode. Again, used as kind of advice to compare Buffy and Faith. And it seems, you know, Faith has just come into Sunnydale, just like Buffy's just come back, and Faith kind of slotted in really well, and Buffy's still struggling, so it was interesting comparing those two in that way. And Joyce also found out that Buffy died, which is kind of a big deal. I don't know if that's going to have any lasting impacts on that relationship, but I found that quite interesting. And then Scott, I liked how he kind of represented Buffy beginning to sort of move on from Angel and get back to a sense of normality. Then again, they used him, you know, as a means to compare Faith and Buffy, and kind of tried to almost put a wedge between them, but they kind of got over that, which was good. Because I thought they were just going to go down the angle that Scott was going to end up preferring Faith to Buffy. And that scene between them at the end, I thought he was going to be like, oh, sorry, Buffy, you know, I'm going to go to that thing with Faith. That's what I thought they were going for. But I'm glad they didn't. And I hope Scott's going to be good for Buffy in healing her heart. Although I say that, sorry, Scott. That's not going to work out long term because of that ending. Very interesting. So something to do with that ring, I assume, has brought Angel back or summoned him back from hell, I'm assuming. Given that awful like dream thing at the start where he had like that rotten face, like so very excited to see what's going to happen there going forward. I mean, he's been brought back into things a lot sooner than I thought, so that was kind of a cool surprise. But you know, he might not reveal that he's alive and back until much later on, so we'll have to see. But very excited for the next episode to see if they explore that a bit more. But yeah, I loved basically everything this episode had going for it. I thought it was really, really cool what they did with Faith. She's a very interesting character. Can't wait to see more of her. How they kind of compared and contrasted her with Buffy. How they both kind of felt the need to move on from things. And through helping Faith move on from her past, Buffy's doing the same and finally addressing that Angel was restored and back when she killed him. And I'm surprised she didn't even tell them that in the first place. So that was cool that we got a whole storyline out of that. And it makes a lot of sense that she'd hold that back because she didn't want to deal with it. And that last scene when she was like saying goodbye, putting the ring down, was really nice. But that's going to set some feels in motion, I'm sure. So that's interesting. And I also really liked, as I always do when they do it, the pairing of Willow and Giles. And Willow seeming more and more keen to kind of do spells and use witchcraft and stuff, which I'm very interested in them exploring a lot more. I hope we kind of have a Willow-centric episode where maybe something that she tries goes wrong, or I don't know. I hope they focus on that a lot soon. So I'm very interested in that. I almost kind of want Giles to kind of guide her with that as well. And obviously there wasn't kind of like a spell ready to do in this episode, which is an interesting kind of thing. Shows just how good at his job Giles kind of is. So yeah, loved this episode. Loved everything they had going on. Loved how they used loads of other characters to compare and contrast Faith and Buffy, and how these two characters kind of helped each other out, even if they didn't exactly mean to. And yeah, there's some really emotional moments, some really kind of funny and sweet sequences. I think there's a lot of characters in this episode to kind of juggle, but I think they managed it really, really well. And I'm excited to see where they could go with all these different plot threads, especially the one with Angel being back. So yeah, exciting stuff, but I really, really liked this episode. I thought it was really good, and I can't wait to see where they're going to go next with this. But yeah, great episode. Can't wait for more, and until next time, thanks for watching.